Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call boys?
Break me in the mouth. Yes. You have failed. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, 2-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, in an empty chair. If you're watching on YouTube, he's not there right now because he had to go check on the other William because he was throwing a fit. So he'll be back here in a few. But we do have a special guest this week to talk about our topic for the evening. We've got the one and only Emperor Golden J.
What up? I'm flashing my bling. I got my Golden J. I got my Travis Kelce. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, I don't know. This might be the best view I've seen. I know that Colton just left. But we get Blink 182, Enema of the State. So you get Tom, you get Mark, you get Travis. I mean, that looks so much better.
Yeah, he's not blocking it with his big head.
Oh, his big head. His big stuffy head.
Anybody that watches on YouTube or hasn't watched on YouTube, we talk about what we have going on in the backgrounds. If you just want to pause and just look, the Emperor's got, I don't even think you can see everything he's got, but it's just packed full.
It is. I had a shelf full of DVDs, and I took all the DVDs down and started putting up my memorabilia. I'm looking. There's the Crown Chiefs bottle. I think the 2020, 21 Super Bowl rings up there. The season ticket member one. I got my Jason Kelce with no shirt on pop figure. I picked up a new Travis Kelce one when I was out at KC a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
My Maker's Mark bottle sitting there, my bottle of Jack sitting there. I mean, and of course my Cabo Wabo guitar. Look at that thing hanging on the wall.
Yours is kind of chaos.
It is very chaotic. It is because I have so much shit.
Yeah.
And it's just everywhere. What is that hanging down there? Oh, that's the straw that Logan gave me while I was down there. It's a cheap straw.
The one he's had for 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. But yeah, it's fun to go up and look at and rearrange and trade up. But I don't know if you can see it. Can you see this? Let me get my finger in there. You see this one right here?
The Batman?
This is the Batman pop. This is from the 89. It's the pop figure from the 89 movie Batman. This is when he crashed the plane and is getting ready to go in the cathedral. Lance Menzie, I can make sure I don't call him Mendez, or as we like to call him, Wonder Bread. He sent that to me. He ordered one for himself and he sent one to me, knowing that I'm a big 89 Batman guy. I love that Michael Keaton, and he sent me that as kind of a thank you for getting the helping him get the Puck Yeah podcast up and rolling. And he's done a great job. If you guys haven't listened to it and you like hockey, check out the Puck Yeah podcast, and it's part of the Seasons in Hell Sports Network. He's doing a great job. He's definitely getting into the flow of being a podcaster, and it's starting to sound really, really good. So I'm real happy for him.
As Selena Gomez said, I am a podcast producer.
That's right.
Stick with me forever.
Ever and ever.
So what's going
Silly.
on?
Oh, I don't know. You're not going to ask me what I'm watching or what I'm listening to?
I will. I will.
Oh, okay. That comes up later.
Yeah, sure, I can be
Ah,
whatever.
man, I don't know. I just got done recording a couple of Golden 80s episodes. Been a relatively quiet week around here. Just been, um, I don't know if I'm sick or not. I just kind of got this weird achy body. I don't know. I'm just, maybe it's just age. I'm just getting too old for this shit. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a quiet week. We had a great Saturday going out and hanging out. Went to where did we go? Went to
Darlington.
Darlington. That was it. I know we went to Costco. Um,
Yep.
went out to eat. Had a good time on Saturday. Watched the Chiefs lose on Sunday. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was. Called it.
a,
I called it.
a lot of people called it. I mean, you and me have traveled out to Kansas City last 2 years
Those
to
darn
see the
bills.
those darn Bills, to see the Bills in Arrowhead, and we've lost. This is the third time in a row in the regular season we've lost to the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we go on to do?
Beat him in the playoffs.
Beat them in the playoffs and go win the Super Bowl. So I mean, if this is the norm, then we know what's going to happen next.
Knock on wood. Crush
Knock
fingers.
on,
All that
that's
good
right.
stuff.
Something. Um,
I was one of those things. I've talked to Colton about this. I talked to you about this. It's just nice to lose when everybody is talking crap about you not losing.
right.
That makes sense. Like, we're not playing well. We're playing good enough to win.
Yeah. ab-
And
Absolutely.
we needed this loss to get our heads running, get our brains turning, and you know,
What do we got? We got 6 or 7 games left.
yeah,
Um, looking over the schedule, I see about 4 of those we definitely should win, hands down. The teams are not as good as Kansas City. And then we have a couple games where it's going to go either way. We got the Chargers coming up that can go either way. Chargers are playing really good right now. Harbaugh's got them just ticking along. Justin Hubert is I'll go on a million times. He is an amazing quarterback, and he gives a couple more weapons, and that team's going to be unstoppable.
mm-hmm.
Denver and their rookie quarterback Bo Nix are looking amazing. Peyton um, can just suck my balls. I hate that guy, Sean Payton. I don't
Okay.
do not like that guy. Um, so I mean, we got the Chargers, we got the Texans, and we got Denver
Steelers
coming up again. Steelers can go either way, man. Sometimes they look really good, and sometimes they just don't look as good. I mean, what? I don't know.
it's
It's not.
7-3 right now. It's 7-3
It's
right now. There,
it's seven
as it's
three.
on this Thursday night.
Yeah. I looked over and it's halftime, and it's 7-3.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers are up.
No, the Browns are out.
Then they're playing the fucking Browns, and the Browns are up
Yep.
7-3. So I mean, the Steelers will show up to play because it's Kansas City. That's what they do. Everybody who comes to play Kansas City comes with big chips on their shoulders, and it is what it is. I mean, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's what people are trying to do.
Yep.
Kansas City's 9-1 right now. Um, that loss to the Bills was our first loss of the season, and they could run it out. We could be 16-1 at the end of the season, or 15-1,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. It could
17.
happen.
Yeah. Not saying it will. I ain't saying it will. I mean, I think I have some tough games, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I love my Chiefs. I'll keep rooting for them every week, win or lose. Whether I think they're going to win or lose, I'll keep rooting for them.
As you should, as we all
Yes.
will.
Yes.
So what are you watching? What are you
Oh,
listening to?
dude. Well, I'm listening. Let's start with this. I've been listening to reluctantly Rick James's Street Songs. Golden Ladies just is going to have a pod. Their pod this week will be on that album. Um, Not my favorite album, um, but it was refreshing. You'll hear me talk about how I loved it, but I hated it at the same time. when I first brought it up, I'm like, man, this is something different we haven't really listened to in a while. It's got that funk, and the big band, almost like a ska band behind him with all the horns and everything. But then he just talks about, every song is about, either living in the ghetto and banging girls or just banging girls. And it's like, I got over it real quick. So,
Yeah.
not my favorite album. But listen to that. Of course, always listening to Foo Fighters. Um, what, God, I can't think of the name of the song right now. Um, the one that he did in the COVID time when he had all those people on. Times Like These. That's what it
Oh
is.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that song. I keep listening to it over and over again. I'm kind of prepping to do hopefully some things for Patreon and TUSOP where we just do some recordings and stuff like that. But as far as watching, now this is where it gets a little more tricky because, of course, we just did a Iron Claw, the Iron Claw with Zac Efron, the movie
Mhm.
about the Ben Eric
Yep.
family. So I watched that. And Scotty T texted me and asked me if I watched Mr. McMahon. So I just thought I'd bring up an episode to see, what it was about. And it's 6 episodes, but man, I got sucked in. Oh my God. So I binged the whole thing in a
All at
couple
once.
days. Well, it took me a
Oh,
couple
okay.
days to get through it, but because my time frames, but very, very interesting, the behind the scenes of what went on with the WWF to the WWE to, all the crap that he pulled and the person that he is right up into where he walked away from it because the scandals were so bad and he just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, Mr. McMahon on Netflix is a really interesting documentary if you're into wrestling. So that's what I've been watching. How about you?
Oh man. Um. Well, I finished what we're talking about tonight. I actually finished that when I got home from work today, which I'd put it off and I started it back into it this morning, and it hooked me instantly. So, which was good. And so I finished that out. I think I had 6 episodes that I watched today,
Really?
just over the time. And other than that, it's been One Tree Hill, and
Ah,
I think we just started season 4 or 5 of that. So
you're killing me with this One Tree Hill stuff, man. I mean,
it's
you should
just
go back
good.
and you should go back and watch The Heights. At least that's got band stuff in it, where the band rolls around and it's the same show as One Tree Hill, just about a band.
It for some reason it's just it catches you and keeps you and
I had the same problem with Castle, man. I've been watching Castle again, and
you know.
and I don't know. This will be like the fifth or sixth time I've actually run the season. You know what I don't watch? I don't watch freaking Lord of the Rings. I don't know how you guys can set through all of that and then go to the director's cut and add yourself another 45 minutes to an hour. It's too much. It's too slow.
It's so
Your
good.
your action is too far in between.
You don't
That
need
is like that is
action.
like a horrible movie. It's a horrible set of movies. Terrible.
Hi,
Give me
Juan
that.
Keel. Hi, Juan Keel for three here. Sorry. Just jumping into the action here for those listening on podcast land. Glad I got here for that hot take. Okay. You know
Yeah.
what? You know what sometimes it takes time to tell a really good story. A really good story. Maybe you should go check how many awards those movies have won.
Doesn't matter awards. I mean, freaking there are movies in Cannes and in Sundance that win awards that suck. I mean, come on, man.
No one
This
cares about
movie,
Sundance. No one cares
this
about Sundance. We want the
everybody
major ones.
everybody cares about Sundance, and you know that. Everybody wants their movie at Sundance or Cannes or whatever. But listen, the story itself is an interesting story,
It's a beautiful story.
but it could have been done in like a movie and a half.
False.
I like it. You just listen to the books. Andy Serkis read them to you.
Ooh.
You'll enjoy every minute of that.
Listen, who does not love Andy Serkis? I mean, the guy is remarkable. I'll give you that, but I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I think
Here's
you
a
like
good
it.
here's a good question of the pod for you. Who's a
Yeah.
bigger nerd? Andy Serkis or was it Army Hammer? What's his name?
Army Hammer from
No. Uh,
Henry Cavill.
Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
oh,
Dang it.
is Henry Cavill a pretty big
Henry
super
Cavill
nerd?
is a bigger nerd than Andy Serkis, probably.
Man. I mean, Henry Cavill does like the 4,000 Warhammer game or something like that. 40,000 Warhammer. Yeah, that's real. That's real nerd-esque.
I'm sure he's into all that stuff, all the D&D stuff, and
Yeah.
he's a comic book nerd.
Witcher.
Yeah.
But I mean, Circus, he's touched like every major
He's been in
movie
every
franchise.
MCU,
Well, yeah.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Did
I'm
he do
sure-
DC? Did he do DC?
I'm sure
I mean,
he
he's
has.
he's technically he's Alfred in the Pattinson movies.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, that
there you
yep. Absolutely. Pattinson, are they coming out with a second one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
At
it's
some point.
26 or is it November of
I think
next
you're right.
year?
It's either late next year or early 26.
Yeah.
I'm in. First
Done.
episode of the Call Guys podcast. If you get a chance to go back, all those 3 years ago.
Oh
You know that's been
my.
3 years ago that movie came out. 2.5 years ago.
That's crazy to think about.
First episode. The Batman.
There you go. I'll tell you what do you say that's coming out in 26? This is a long drawn out, but are you guys are gonna go to the big theater and go see it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Can I go with you?
We'll see. We'll see if there's enough seats in the theater.
Listen, I will. I'll tell you what. I want to go. I want to go. I enjoyed the last Batman movie with you guys, even though I think it was a little long in the tooth in certain spots. I don't need 10 minutes of Pattinson walking up the hallway. Come on, we can get there quicker.
Did Lord of the Rings take all over again?
But I'll tell you what. When we get closer and we get to pick a date, I will pay for 2 of the Call Guys listeners to go with us. If you're, I mean, however you want to get here, I'm not paying for plane tickets or gas, but I will buy your 2. You and a guest to come hang out with the Call Guys and watch Batman. Is it called the Batman 2 or something
It'll
like
probably
that?
be called the Batman 2.
Yeah. So there you go. I know it's a year or so out, but when it comes out, there you go. It's a standing offer. I will buy 2 tickets for Call Guys listeners to go to the show. But we'll figure out how to pick those 2.
We got time.
We got plenty of time.
It'll be called the Dark Batman, and then the Batman Rises.
Oh no.
You just never know.
Holden, welcome back.
Okay, good to be back, man. Sorry about that. Missing the intro. I'm sure I missed all the lovely words the Emperor gave me.
Damn. I better go back.
3 words.
I got 2 words for you, Colton. Suck it.
Oh my gosh.
No, just the typical stuff. But what are you watching? What have you been up to? What you watching?
I was gonna have a beautiful moment Sunday. I had my son in one arm and my beautiful daughter in the other arm. We're watching TV. Bears Packers. We watched Caleb Williams march down the field to get us into field goal range. And I told my wife, I said, we haven't beaten the Packers in 11 games.
You jinxed it, so it was you.
We haven't beaten them. I'm going to share a beautiful moment with my family right here, right now. I was thinking that the beautiful moment. I am holding my children. I'm like, this is a core memory we are making right here. And I'll be a son of a suck egg mule. Blocked. Lose. I didn't say anything for 2 hours. I just sat on the couch. I didn't say anything. I said absolutely nothing.
What was the yardage on that kick? 36?
46.
Was it 46? Okay.
Yeah. Way within his range.
Yeah. Who is that kicker again?
Santos.
What?
Your boy.
Carlos Santos? Cairo. Sorry, my bad.
Egypt.
Cairo Santos.
Jeez,
Cairo.
he was your kicker.
He's
Yeah.
Brazilian.
No,
He was
no.
a soccer player. He's a great kicker.
I
He's a
hated him
great
on it.
kicker.
No, he sucked ass on this team.
He's a fantastic kicker.
No,
He's a fantastic kicker. Here's the only problem, Jeremy. Here's the only problem. 54 yards. That's his max.
Well, yeah, it's because he's short.
Yep, and that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I get mad when we trot him out for anything 55 plus because I'm like, he can't make it. He can't make it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we have kickers in today's game who are hitting 60, 65 like it's a flipping 30-yard field goal right now.
I agree.
But I love Santos. Santos has been so great since Cody Parkey. We need that. We need that.
Anything better than Parkey?
I mean, I'm not upset with him. But I know his limitations, and I wish we would get a better kicker. But I love Santos. Love him. But the Bears are a dumpster fire.
I love him on somebody else's team. We gave up Ryan Suckup, who was amazing for us, to get him. Well, we got him because he was cheaper. Let's not be fooled. He was coming on to with a rookie contract, but he lasted 2 years, I think, in Kansas City before they trade him off. And I was never happier to see anybody go leave Kansas City than I was him. He's not a clutch. He's not a clutch guy. At least he wasn't in Kansas City. When the time came for him to kick, it was always a miss, or always a doink, or it's a block, because he's so damn short. He's got to put more into it, and it's got to be at that lower trajectory. And you see what happens. And it was a fingertip, dude. Oh my God, that makes it even worse. Guy got just barely a finger on it, like doing. And the Bears lose the game.
Change the spin of the ball.
Oh, anyway.
We are the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God! Hey, the Browns are winning right now. Don't even fight it.
I don't know. I feel numb when I watch the Bears. I just feel numb. They have killed the joy of football inside of me. Thank the Lord I have my Indiana Hoosiers to fall back on.
Yeah, well, okay. Hopefully that lasts.
Hey, we've never won 10 games in a year. We just happened to knock them out all 10 in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm enjoying the ride for as long as I can.
Hey,
So,
I only have one thing to say.
What?
Go Longhorns. Go Longhorns.
Go Longhorns.
Go Longhorns.
What do I care about Texas?
Go Longhorns. For some weird reason, my wife has said we need to watch the Texas Longhorns. So we've been watching the Longhorns every Saturday since for 2 months, and been enjoying watching them. They have a wide receiver, number 2. You know what his name is? It's Golden. That's right. Boom.
Oh,
He's my long lost nephew or some shit like that.
She's watching it. She's watching it for Manning.
She is. We're not Manning fans, but Arch is actually a really good quarterback. So if you get a chance,
yeah, he's not bad
when he's playing, he's the future of that team.
Yeah.
Els will
Ewers.
take Ewers, yeah.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, he will definitely haul him for the rest of the season. He's a senior though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll draft out next year, and Manning will take over, and it'll just be 3 years of that, or 2 years. I don't know how soon he'll jump out of the.
He's got one more year left.
I thought he was a freshman this year. Is he a sophomore?
Sophomore, I believe.
Right on. Yeah.
Football.
So yeah.
Football.
But yeah, I was telling Gunner I watched Mr. McMahon on the documentary on Netflix.
Okay.
So
what have I had a sick day from work, so I got to watch my Twilight movies.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Yep. Yep. Man, those movies are something. Emperor, how close are they to the books?
Yeah, listen, no. I mean, Uh, uh, I saw Twilight before I read Twilight book,
Okay.
and then I had to go find it on a pirate stream so I could watch it again to see how close it was. And it was the original movie wasn't too far off the original book. I'll tell you what they did with New Moon was they when they got into that section of when she was moping after he left,
Uh-huh.
that in the book drug on for way too fucking long. And so I'm glad that they just kind of did it as a spin sequence in the movie.
Montage. I actually like
Yeah.
that. I like that scene.
I thought they did a good job with doing it that way instead of just spending way too much time dealing with her depression.
Yeah.
And then of course the ending, the big fight with the Volturi at the very end
The best part of that
was
whole movie.
yeah, no, I won't disagree, but it was nowhere near what the book, they added all that in there with that big fight. That was not in the book. And killing the dad.
Carlisle.
Yeah.
Carlisle.
Thank you. Killing him was not in the book. And I remember being in the theater watching it, and I just about stood up and started screaming, "You motherfuckers, what did you do? You ruined this movie." But they brought it all back around to Alice's vision, but so yeah, I mean, there was some of it was with it, and some of it was not. But all in all, I think they probably did the best job they could with pushing those movies out as fast as they did.
Those movies, some of the CGI isn't that bad. It's not
Right.
great,
Yeah.
but it's not like what we've seen with some of the bad, like CGI in the MCU.
Right.
And dang, some of it held up.
I haven't watched them in forever. If they're on like TNT or something, I'm flipping through, and I might sit and watch, a movie and a half or something like that, depending on my time. But to sit down and actually physically watch all of those movies again, I just haven't done it in a long time.
Nice. Nice, nice. Other than that, I'm watching basketball and football, man.
There you go. It's all about football, baby.
Basketball, football,
I
basketball,
don't know
football.
jack shit about basketball or baseball. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up in your last episode of Pete Rose. Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome.
Chico, where are we at?
Well, I mean, I don't got a whole lot of anything else. I'm just happy to have you here. Happy to.
I'm happy to be back on the call, guys. It's been a minute.
It has
It's a while.
been.
Yeah.
You keep holding the fort down for me.
All right, I got you. I got you. He's off to go take care of some business.
The kid has spoken.
No,
No, yeah, no, we're happy to have you back on. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, what was the last episode I was on?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't either. But yeah, it's good to be back. I try not to invade you guys too much, let you guys do your thing, and I'm addicted to podcasting in case you couldn't tell.
hmm
Indiana Chiefs fans, Golden 80s, United States Paranormal, Murdnerds is coming back, hopefully at the beginning of the year. I've almost finished with my script, so I'm bringing in a new face to be on
A new face.
a new face to be on Murdnerds. Well, maybe not a new face to you. I'm bringing in Monty J to be my co-host of Murdnerds. I think it'll work out a little bit better than the rocker chick. I think she was willing to do it, but I don't think it was in her, one of her favorite things to be working on. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. Announcement right here on the call, guys. Murdner's coming back hopefully the beginning of the year with a new host, Monty J, hanging out with the Emperor, Golden J.
Monty.
Let's see how good she does.
She'll do just fine.
I know she
She
will.
does work in a library, so
It's
think,
true.
I think reading's part of her vocabulary.
True. It'll be interesting to see what her take is on the stories that come out, and she'll actually have some time to build a story also, so I don't have to do all of them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and of course we're still going to do guests. I know you talked about you wanted to do one.
Yep.
ISO Cam wants to do one. So I mean, I think he's already got his put together. We just need to get this first episode out, the first block out of the way, and then we'll move on from there. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
Yeah.
I want to
Nice.
get Alicia. I want to get Alicia back for an episode, and I've talked to her about it, and she's willing to do it. It's just be when she can and when she gets the story written. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. I think that would be.
I had a guy reach out to me through Murdnerds, local guy. He calls himself Big Mike. He's a truck driver, and he had just found Murdnerds and was kind of going through the episodes, and he texted me or IM me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, what was that book that Alicia was talking about?" And he was like, "God, I'm so close to the end. I think he was on episode 57 or something like that. And I think he was only 62 or 63."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, hold tight, man. We got some hopefully new stuff at the beginning of the year." So
Nice.
that's a
That's
lot of
exciting.
that's a lot of research. I don't think people understand how much research it is to put together a really good story.
Well, I mean, we're talking about podcasts,
We are talking about podcasts because I love podcasts.
and we're going to talk about a show that's all about podcasts, all about a podcast.
Well,
Not nearly as much now as it was right off the start, but
Right.
you mentioning that and the research and thinking back to season 1 of Only Murders in the Building, where the main podcast lady that was doing true crime, she sat at a desk and she just read into a microphone her
Right.
script, and she kept it updated as new things came and happened. That's just, I mean, that's how Murdnerds was, right? That's exactly how it was. When something came up, they updated, they went back to their story, and they would tell more of the Delphi murders and stuff like that. But
They did. I mean, they would. They had their script written for each one, and but if something came up within we would record every 2 weeks. We do a couple episodes
yeah,
every 2 weeks. So yeah, they definitely had breaking news and stuff updates on different things like that. Um, it was an interesting thing when he texted me about that episode. I had to go back and listen to it because I couldn't remember what he was talking about. And it was a question, it was a question early on, a question of the pod type thing. And I think Alicia had asked about what book you reading and what was your favorite book or whatever. And she had talked about an Ashley Flowers book, and I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. But if you know Ashley Flowers, she is the host of Crime Junkies and a couple other. She's a big producer down in Indianapolis. Crime Junkies has got several different podcasts and
mm-hmm.
that they feed off of. Um, that was always my goal, was to be as big as Crime Junkies and that whole scenario down there. So, um, but yeah, he had texted me about, or IM me about that, and I had to go back and listen to that episode to figure out what he's talking about, and I realized how good that show really was.
Yeah,
I mean, they did a great job putting all that stuff together. So,
they did. I always enjoyed
yeah.
listening to the nerds.
Yep. Did you listen to Murdnerds? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, Colton was a nerder.
Oh yeah.
Were you a Murdnerder?
A nerd
Hey, I
murder.
am a fellow listener. I am a fellow listener of the Empire.
I do believe we talked about that in today's episode of Golden 80s. That we,
You sure did.
Yeah.
You
We threw you a little
did.
bit of love today after we, beat you up.
I absolutely belittled and brashed to death on on those episodes for no reason.
Oh, listen, man. Frankie's hate email to you was amazing. I laughed so hard I about cried. He steps off the bus every once in a while, and he just lets it loose, and that was one of those days.
Hey, in order to beat the champ,
Hey,
got to come
that's true.
at the champ.
You're not wrong. Not wrong. All right, Gunner, get us into this. We've been kind of.
Well, Colton's back. Colton's back.
I'm
so,
sorry. This
we're gonna
is
get into-
William is killing this.
Yeah.
He is not having a good night.
I keep getting off track, so that's my fault.
Yeah.
I keep going in different directions.
All
If
right.
only
So
we had somebody to lead us astray.
I know.
Lead us straight.
well, let me do it right here.
Here we go.
Do it, brother.
I mentioned earlier that today I finally finished this show.
Today?
Well, yeah, today I started this morning at 3:50 in the morning while I was working out. I had it off on the side and then finished it when I got home. Watched 6 episodes today. And you know what? I turned it on and immediately was hooked and was ready to finish it. So excited to talk about this one. We've talked about this show many, many times. Only Murders in the Building. Season 4 ran from, don't get the dates wrong here. Started
August 27th.
is that right? August 27th. Yep, there you go. And ended on October 29th. So not about a month ago it ended. And on top of doing a bunch of other stuff, I didn't really have a chance to keep up with it. And so we're finally getting around to it. And finished it today and looked at Sarah and said, best season of this show so far. Thoughts?
I'd say that's fair. I feel like I feel like to piggyback on your statement there. I feel like that the reason why is because the person who was murdered was a character that we knew and we liked.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first year I feel like we have a character who dies and we actually care that it's somebody that we know. Because the first season was a guy that we didn't know. Second season was another side character who died that we didn't really get to know. Third season was Paul Rudd's character.
Rudd.
And the fourth season we get Saz, played by the great Jane Lynch, who Saz was teased throughout the whole series, essentially, pretty much after I think season 2.
Yeah. I think she was in season 1.
Maybe, I don't know. I'd
As
have
a stunt
to.
double. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a one-off with her, and she would show up
Yeah.
just sporadically, and then be like, and at first I didn't like that character. I was like, I don't know how, she's dressed up as him all the time, and
Mhm.
but when we got into the end of last season where she kind of was making a few um guest appearances and then getting into this, I was upset that they killed her off. I was like, are you kidding me? You're gonna kill off Saz? You can't kill her off. She's like one of the fun characters that kind of keeps everything, in check. She shows up and she smacks Charlie around and says, "Get your shit together."
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Best part about Saz in this season, and I agree she wasn't necessarily my favorite character. I always loved Jane Lynch. She's just a
Right.
phenomenal actress. Seeing her in this season come in and I think she gets shot in the second episode or right at the end of the first episode. Can't really remember.
well, she gets
But-
shot in the season finale of season
Yeah.
3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the
So-
cliffhanger because there's a death. There's a death at the end of each season.
Yeah.
So the end of season 3 is she gets shot.
Yeah, but they don't even realize she's gone until what, the second episode?
Yeah.
Did they get through the whole first episode? Not I mean,
Yeah, I think the
Charles
first
is like
episode-
looking for her the whole time, and he's like,
Yeah.
she won't return. She's usually right on my thing, and to text me back, and she's not. And it was a concern all the way through the first couple episodes until they realized that she's gone. She's not there. So
Yeah,
But I feel like her as the help for Charles through the whole season, this whole season, and then her little hints towards the end of the season that came back to help them figure out who did it and all that was nice to tie it together. And then her backstory, just everything they gave her in this season was great. And I'm assuming obviously she won't be back for the next season or anything, but it was a great way to write her off of the show.
oh yeah.
To give her the entire season as her character.
Oh, and I think you really get to see Steve Martin,
Yeah.
as an actor, like because I've always known him as comedian,
right.
and I think that's why this show is so good is because him and Steve,
Martin.
good lord, him and Martin,
Martin.
they work so well together. They could have very serious scenes together, and they can have very funny scenes together. And I think Steve has always been played the funny guy more so than the comedy guy, where Martin is always playing the comedy guy first with some serious on the side.
Right.
So it's really good to see him use that range that he has and everybody knows. Um, it was just really nice for him to see that and to see him connect so much to Saz through the whole season and realize how much she really meant to him.
Yeah, because she was always there, and she always what is it, tapped in,
Tap in. Yeah.
tap in.
Tap in.
So I mean, she was always there, and she's always had his back, and always took care of the heavy lifting, so to speak, when it came to his acting career, and pretty much, I mean, you find out in this season, pretty much his life, she was always there and taking care of him, and he's kind of coming to that realization through this season that he kind of took her for granted. And I think in one of the later episodes when he's thinking back to, what did she jump off a building into
Yeah.
yeah,
Blow up.
and yeah, and then he kind of realized that she kind of hurt herself, but she didn't show that. And he, once again, he realizing that she takes all the heavy hits for him, so he doesn't have to. So, I mean, I think it was a growing experience for Charles. Um, Throughout this season. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him next season.
Yeah, well, who are they going to give that to next season? Are they going to give it to Mabel? Are they going to give it to Howard? Are they going to give it to,
Right.
Oliver? Is it going to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we should have ended it after this season. I don't think
I
we
don't think
needed
they can do
another
better.
season.
I don't think
Yeah.
they can do better.
I think this would have been the perfect bow tie. I'm kind of disappointed that we are getting another season.
Hot take.
Even though I will watch it. And I will be very, very intensely
Critical.
watching. Yes. But
we're gonna get next season with another character that you have followed through the first 4 seasons. I mean, he's a side character that just kind of shows up at those most important parts and does, had a vital play in some of that stuff. And, I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a lot like Saz, where, you didn't really know the character as much, but I think they're going to build on that, and you're going to basically be like, why the fuck did we kill off that guy? Come on. And I don't know. I think it's going to be a good 5th season, but I won't disagree with you. I think that if they had a bow tied it at the end of this, it would have been fine with the wedding and everything done. I think it would have been just fine.
I think it should have been, if they wanted to really get people like excited for a new season, it should have been something a lot more serious. Like
yeah, they killed the wrong person.
I don't. It's sad to say it, but it should have been Meryl Streep's character.
Yeah.
Like a Kate Beckett get shot at the wedding kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I think this character is a character that I don't care about. He's just another side character. Just like at the end of season 1, it was the head lady, the head HOA lady of the building is the one who got stabbed at the end of season 1. This to me is the same type of person. Like I'm assuming, because you're probably right, they're gonna make it. It's probably gonna be Martin's character, Oliver, who's gonna be the one who's sentimentally attached to him, and because it was on his wedding day and this, that, and the other. And so he's going to be the one to kind of go through that journey, I'm sure. But this character, I just don't care about. I'm not attached to like I was with Saz. So I really don't think. I think they've really started off below expectations because they killed the wrong person.
That or it gets bigger.
Yeah. Were you really invested in Saz that much prior to her death?
Yeah, because I thought her and Charles's character were worked really, really well together.
Okay.
Like I thought she fit in really well with the group whenever she was in a scene.
Right.
This guy, the bellhop, essentially, he was just a throwaway character with some throwaway lines every once in a while to make you think about another avenue of what could have happened or somebody else. Like he was just a guy to me.
Yeah.
And
See,
then and then
I disagree. I disagree. I think that he had a chance. He's been in there all 4 seasons up to this point. As the doorman and as the guy that carried all the heavy shit up 13 flights of stairs sometimes to get to these
he's
apartments back
left
when there was.
he's let every killer in.
Some of them lived there.
He opens the door for him, I'm sure.
And Jane knows her way into the back door. I mean, she knows her way in the secret passages, so you
Jan.
can't blame her for
Jan,
that.
yeah.
Is it Jan? Is it Jan, not
Yeah.
Jane?
Jan.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Amy Ryan's character.
Yeah. I just think that I disagree. I don't think he was a throwaway character. I think they've been kind of building him up, put him in piece by piece to get to this point. And, I think that a lot of people actually care once they get in the first couple episodes, and he'll be a character that everybody will feel for after that. That's just my opinion.
Well, as Frankie Vegas once said, you're allowed to have the wrong opinion.
Frankie Vegas said that.
Yep. I heard him say it on the Golden Indies
I
podcast.
heard him say a
heard
lot
him
of
say
things on that podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so last season we had Paul Rudd. He was like our main cameo. This season we get Paul Rudd back as a
Which is fantastic, by the
as
way.
a new cameo.
Which
Great.
is fantastic. He literally comes back as two different people.
Yeah.
He plays his own stuntman.
Which I find hilarious.
Yeah.
Rats. Rats. There's rats everywhere.
So good. We obviously get Meryl Streep back as the love interest for Oliver, but then we get 4 others that
Mhm.
Zach Galifianakis. We get
Oh man.
Eugene Levy,
Eugene Levy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eva Longoria, and then my personal favorite was Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my
When
gosh.
she popped up, I was like, no way. That's so good.
I thought the same thing. I was like, holy crap, how did they get her to do this? And then
Yeah.
I saw the character and I was like, oh, this is just
Perfect casting.
it's just like putting Aaron Judge in the batter's box with a tee and a ball and saying hit a home run. And it's going. Like
Yep.
that's crazy. I thought she did extremely, extremely well. I actually like the casting that they did for the neighbors on the what do they call them? The Westies.
That's what I'm looking that up right now. I'm trying to find it, and of course everything's just messing with me. But
Yeah.
I agree with you. The casting of the Westies was really really good.
Yeah.
But besides the guy with the eye patch, and like I said, I was trying to find it.
Oh man, he's a staple though.
He is a staple. He's a great actor. Has been in a ton of things.
Yes.
I mean, he's the only one of that group that I think that any of us really know. I mean, the rest of them were kind of all.
Well, no, the other guy was
the Indian guy.
yeah, he's oh my gosh, where the heck are
I
they?
can't even think.
This thing is a mess right now. I can't figure this out, but usually I can get episode listings of the actors.
Rudy Thurber. He was in the Eternals. He's in
Yes.
Big Bang Theory. No, he's not. He's not in the Big Bang Theory. He's oh gosh. It bugs me now. It's bugging me. The Big Sick.
Who are we talking about again?
I can't say his name.
Kamali Nanjiani.
Nanjiani.
Yeah.
He was in Eternals. But I could have sworn there was a TV show he did.
I think he's been in
Silicon. Did you ever see Silicon Valley?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay. I think that was his big one that he did. He was in Portlandia too.
I love the west side, the West Tower, the Westies. I thought that was a nice little kind of add-on.
He was in Hot Tub Time Machine too.
Not 2. We got.
Yeah, he was.
We don't watch 2. We don't watch 2. It's horrible. Hot Tub Time Machine #1.
You've seen it more than I have.
Well, we're gonna do a crossover with the Call Guys, Golden 80s, and
yeah, I heard
time travel movies.
time travel. Yeah, there we go. No, we're just gonna do Hot Tub Time Machine, so we all watch it again.
Oh, I'm good.
Uh,
I'm good.
but yeah, no, the Westies were fantastic. Richard Kind is the one you're thinking of, the guy with the eye patch.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Richard
he's
Kind.
got a laundry list of things that he's been
Oh,
on.
good
Yeah.
Lord, yes. He's Bing Bong.
Yep.
He does some Disney stuff here every once in a while. He's got a face that you definitely recognize in
Oh,
Hollywood.
absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, you could just tick tick boom, curb your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I
You
know you
also
guys. Oh, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
no, you're up. You're good.
I know you guys liked the whole Melissa McCarthy thing.
You just don't
Uh,
like her.
I don't know that I like her that well. I wanted to love the fact that she was going to be on there because I knew I had read something where she was going to do an episode, and uh, and I was looking forward to seeing what they do. And if they would have just kept it kind of level, but her just hitting on Oliver that whole episode was just it's like, come
Hilarious.
on. I see. I didn't find it hilarious. What I thought was funny was her husband was living in the boat on the freaking driveway. I
The
mean,
driveway
that was
boat house.
hilarious.
The driveway boathouse.
Yes.
uh, I don't know, just didn't love it.
Yeah. The other, I mean, you get John McEnroe, who just plays cameos in about anything you watch anymore. He pops up
Right.
somewhere. You get Ron Howard coming in playing himself
Oh
as the
yeah,
director of the
Oh
movies that
yeah.
they've
that was
done.
fun. That was fun.
Ronnie.
Yeah,
That
Ron
was fun.
Ron.
Run.
Yeah,
Well, was that where he was doing the soup?
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Hot soup.
Hot soup.
And then Colton, I got one for you. Taya Leone. She popped up in the last episode of the show, just for like a split second. And she popped up, and I was like, I know who this lady is. She was Amanda Kirby in Jurassic Park 3, the really annoying lady.
Oh yes. Yes, I remember that.
I
Yes.
saw her and I was like, why does she look so familiar? And Sarah goes, do you know who that is? And I was like, she's familiar.
Yep, I
I can't.
remember that now because I'm thinking, what the heck is this she doing in this?
Yeah, so
That's
Sophia
another reason why it's gonna suck.
Cacamilio.
She's just gonna scream the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll be buying the penthouse from Sting or whoever's got it now.
Who else do we have cameos from? That was pretty much. Oh, Molly Shannon comes in as
Oh.
Bev, and she was great. I think she just was hilarious.
Molly Shannon's great in everything.
Yeah. Um, that's pretty much it for most of the cameos of people and recurring characters and just people that guest starred. Um, so who was your favorite character overall?
For this season?
Yes, this season.
Ooh, this season. I think I'm going to go with I think I'm just gonna go with Steve Martin, Charles. I love his journey. I love his story. Um, I think it was fantastic. I love his growth as a character. Um, I just think it's fantastic. I thought he did a really, really good job this year. Um, I think it really got to show him kind of as a serious actor because he's done some serious stuff, but I think Jeremy, you've probably have maybe seen more Steve Martin movies than I have.
Seen a lot. I've seen a lot of them, but I haven't seen all of them. That's for sure. Follow the Bride was kind of a serious role with a little comedy twist to it. With all the shit that that happened to
Yeah.
him. But I would say that Steve Martin is an amazing actor. He's been doing it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And from his start back in Saturday Night Live, and I'm sure he was working for one of the other companies out there during the day to make ends meet. But to getting into planes, trains, and automobiles, and
Mhm.
Father of the Bride. I'm trying to think of all of the shit he's been in, but
Three
uh,
Amigos.
And Three Amigos, and there you got Martin Short and Chevy Chase with him on that. And
Hmm.
I loved that movie growing up. It doesn't hold up today for
No, it
sure.
doesn't. It does not.
It does not. I tried to watch it the other day. It was on something. I'm like, nope, over, done with that. Um, I think that this was a good season for him. But I'm gonna go with his counterpart as my favorite. I'm gonna go with Saz, and the reason
Mm,
I say that is because I think that this season Jane Lynn's got to play a character that wasn't kind of like, hey, buddy, kind of in and out and
Yeah.
pat on the back and do all that kind of stuff. She got to actually be a part of this season and show that she can be a great actress. We all know she's great from the things she's done from what was the I never watched it much, but Glee, she was in
yeah.
Glee. She's a great host of some of these a couple of these game shows that she's done. What is she on um The Weakest Link now? I think she's hosting The Weakest Link. I mean, she does great work. I just think that this really brought out a little bit better of an actress how she is because she wasn't that goopy sidekick stunt woman. She was helping him get through what he needed to get through. Gunner?
Um, it's kind of a tough pick because you like all three of the main three. Uh, I mean, I think that my least favorite would be Oliver out of three, and then it's a toss up between Charlie and Mabel.
Mabel.
So just to be the odd one out, I'm just gonna go Mabel. I'm gonna say Mabel's. I mean, she kind of keeps them in check, or tries to keep them in check as much as you can with those two because
Yeah.
they're just bickering at each other all the time. But
Well, she's sometimes the voice of reason amongst an older generation
yeah,
because they want to sometimes they want to handle things from Jeremy. They're older than your generation.
I know, right?
these guys don't even know how to use their cell phones.
Like they want to handle stuff like back in the day. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mabel's like, yeah, if you go over there, there's a good chance nobody's gonna know you went there.
yeah.
If
I'm
anything,
Brazos. I'm
Yeah.
good. Nobody knows who Brazos is, man.
Yeah, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah. Least. Do you have a least favorite character? I have a second. I really liked Rex in the last episode.
Uh,
Before that, I didn't really. Michael Marshall P. Pope or whatever that he went by. Um, but I liked him not as the writer of the movie. I liked him later as the villain.
Right on.
Okay, that's the least favorite.
As the blonde-haired stunt guy.
Yeah,
yeah, great
With the fake
twist
beard.
there.
Yeah.
did you guys call
Great
that?
twist.
Did you guys call it?
I did.
Sarah
I
did.
looked.
I'm
I
pretty
looked
sure.
right at the wife right when because they were doing the first pitch in Hollywood, and they were at the reading table, and they were going through everybody, and the head director lady, the person in charge of the movie lot, essentially, she's kind of explaining about the directors and the writers and stuff like that. And I'm like, I bet it's that guy. He looks like it. He looks
It's
like
a
the
fake
guy.
beard.
And I'll be honest, for a second I thought it was the bartender for a hot second. And then I came back around and I was like, nope, I still think it's the writer. Something's not right about him. Why would he lie about facial hair?
The
It's a
Westies,
terrible.
the Westies didn't throw you off, especially when they got into talking about like we think it could be multiple people. Like it only makes sense that multiple people did this.
So my issue with that is that I know it's a TV show, and I I never envisioned any one of them being able to shoot a rifle from across the way and making that shot and then covering it up like that. Not one of them gave me that vibe that they could pull that off
Yeah,
and keep cool heads about it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I like that they gave Rex the backstory too with his dad and how like his dad was always making him hunt and do all this stuff and he was
oh yeah,
a
makes
crack
sense. I
shot
mean,
and
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
they cleaned that all up really nice and neat to
hmm
figure out how he would have got from over there to to Charles's apartment that quickly and even when they're fighting for the gun inside the apartment, his skill as a stuntman, gymnastic kind of guy,
hmm
they cleaned all that up really, really good, I thought.
oh yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Like the more you thought about it, it's like, well, yeah, of course, how else would you get across there? You'd have to go outside on the
Right.
ledge. That'd be the quickest way. And so, yeah, the Westies I never thought the Westies, um, just based on gun knowledge that I have. So I
they
always
might
thought it was something else.
they might have had me a little convinced when they were like it's multiple people and I was like wow it could have been like a group effort when they started showing the checks and they were going all through all that stuff
Right.
in the convenience store and all the dude and op stuff and the way that all that backtracked and all from the class and it just
Tragic story, though, dude, enough.
I know right and,
Yeah, right.
Tragic.
yeah that was written really well all of
Yeah.
that the way that all that hooked together and the Westies were the reason they were there but yeah the whole dude and op thing where he ends up saying yeah I just took a bunch of pills so I need you to throw me in the incinerator
Yep.
get rid of me
Oh,
Oh, looking out for him till the very end.
yep so least favorite you have a least favorite character
least favorite. Man, I think I'm gonna go with uh a side character. I think I'm gonna go with Jan. Um,
Really?
yeah, I just why bring her back? Why have her in is my question. Other than since this one is kind of about Charles, like the season is about Charles. So Jan, unfortunately, is a big part of Charles's life. So I guess that kind of makes
she
sense.
saves the day
She does save the day. But I was like, man, that character, I think you should have brought her in one time and that was it. Don't bring her in the one time at the beginning and then, you know, this, that, and the other.
I think they
I
just had
think
to
you
set
just,
up that she was kind of just living in the walls,
oh, yeah, 100%.
hiding from the police.
Yeah. And I called that too in the first episode or two when when she finds her, I said, I bet that's Jan.
Yeah,
So I think, yeah, that character just didn't get enough of her. Or you should have just made it
not had her.
one time, one off, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Right. My least favorite character, and this is probably be I don't know. My least favorite was Oliver. I do not like Oliver the character. Um, you're supposed to be putting on this podcast and figure out this murder, and he's wondering about whether his girlfriend's having orgasms in freaking LA and he drones on about a lot of things like that. And it just at some point I'm like, just shut the fuck up and move on. And I mean I was over him real early. And I like Martin Short as an actor for the most part, but and he probably plays this character extremely well. I just don't like this character. He drove me nuts through the whole entire thing.
Like this season or the whole show?
Pretty much the whole show, but this
Okay.
season seemed to be worse than most,
100%.
He was
Yeah.
just droning over everything the whole time.
Over everything, the
Miserable.
wedding, girlfriend, the movie, was Zach Galifianakis is not playing him correctly, and it's like, dude, you need to catch a beat and just stop. And I think that was my least draw for everything. When he came on screen, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'll tell you one other thing I do not like, and maybe you guys like this. I love Selena Gomez, but the way she plays Mabel when that kind of that I'm just playing, I'm gonna talk like that, it drives me insane because I know her voice is so much better than what she portrays it in this show. And it just kind of drives me a little batty, even though I really do like Selena a lot. So
I think her character is very insecure, and I think that's why she sounds that way.
oh,
Because
I
she's
believe it. I believe it. But I mean, it's just like, come on, give me some
a little,
Selena.
give me a little confidence.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Give me the Gomez.
How
What
about
about you,
you?
Gunner?
Um, the one person in this entire season that just annoyed the crap out of me the whole time, Eva Longoria. I
Oh
could
man,
not freaking stand her. Just wanted to slap her through the TV. It was just constant. Like she had like one redeeming moment where it was her and Mabel, like in like episode 2 or 3 or whatever, whenever they got together and they were doing an investigation on the Christmas guy, and like that was like her one episode where I was like, she's halfway decent here. And after that, it was constantly nagging, loud, annoying, just not not a fun character.
I could see that.
Who was your favorite out of the casted? Like the ones they casted for the three main characters.
Oh man, I mean, I love Galifianakis's take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think he's just a funny person in general. So I'd probably go with Zach. Um, Steve, I thought he, man,
Eugene Levy.
yeah, good lord, he killed me sometimes. Yeah, I would say Eva was definitely the toughest one to swallow, but I also think that she was like the one who was like, well, no, I don't know. Like, it's tough because I feel like the only one who's really casted well was Charles's character.
Yeah, Eugene. I think did
Yeah, he
was
was
the
the only
best.
one who was casted properly.
It's so funny too because Eugene Levy and Steve Martin have worked together multiple times, and you get to see
Hmm.
them, and he's actually playing him. Um,
What about you?
Mine would be Galifianakis,
Oh,
and
okay.
I think it's more so on the fact that his character did not really want to do this at all, and
Mm,
kind of worked his way up to be like, okay, I kind of know who Oliver is now. I kind of know how he is, and then the whole thing with he's not a romantic, so he didn't know who he was, and then Oliver gives him the line about why he's in love, and he's like, okay, maybe you are. And it's kind of cool to see that relationship, but I think that you watch Zach grow through it as he becomes more into his character.
nice.
Emperor, who was your favorite casted character for the three main characters?
Oh, yeah, Eva was horrible. Um, she definitely had a agenda going into that. Trying to sell her little nail gun thing that she
Stickiness.
had. I mean, I love Eugene. I love Eugene because he came in open-minded and tried to like really learn Charles and here going through his apartment and looking at like all the books and all the different stuff and I think Eugene Levy is actually an underrated actor. I think he plays in so many low budget movies because he loves to work that he doesn't really get a fair shake at some of the big stuff. And I enjoyed when he was on the show because he almost seemed like he was the glue that kept the other two together and when they were out and about. So I'll have to go with Eugene Levy.
Yeah. So I got a random question for you guys. If you
Okay.
had to pick between a podcast about people, podcast about buttons, or a podcast about animals' jobs, which one would you listen to?
Oh man, the animal's jobs is one of those that you'd have to listen to like one or two episodes just to see if you'd like it or not. Because you're like, wait a minute, what is this going to be about exactly? But yeah, I'd probably listen to the people podcast more than the other two. I definitely wouldn't watch it. Listen to one about buttons.
I don't know, buttons people press.
Oh, buttons, people. I was thinking about the buttons that I hang on my shirt.
No, she came up with that idea because she was looking at the button for the elevator. She's like,
Right, right.
about buttons and people press. Colton, dog jobs,
People.
people. Yeah, I'd probably me too. Probably go people.
Yeah.
Although dog jobs, and I think Howard would probably be a pretty good podcast host.
Oh my gosh. He would drive me insane.
You know he
He
would
does
kill it
drive you
though.
insane. He would kill it.
He would kill it. I have a random question for you. How what was your guys' take and how much did you like episode 6, the documentary film by the brothers sisters?
I absolutely love that episode. I think that it was a good kind of relief period in the whole thing, and I love found footage, and I love the way they incorporated all the natural
Right,
cameras, on the light poles, on the elevator, however it was, and how the brothers sisters hid all these cameras around the entire
right.
house and all the apartments, and I just thought it was really well done. And Sarah had told me about it. She's like that. I think she had talked to you about it too, and how weird that episode was, and it felt
Right.
out of place. But at the same time, it was a way to clear the brothers sisters. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love found footage. I think it's a great way to tell a story.
Colton, what do you think of it?
I enjoy found footage. I didn't know that was the actual name of that. So there's that.
There you go, found footage.
But yeah, I do like that. I do like a story told through that. Could really care less for those two characters. I never
Right.
thought it was them. So it was one of those, is a good, they did a fun way of doing an episode that nobody cares about. I felt like a throwaway episode. You need a filler episode. They did a great job of filming it. A filler episode.
Why weren't the brothers sisters Westies? If they were so close to Dudenoff, wouldn't you think that he would have had them come to his Oh Hell games? And
Maybe he
Th-
knew they just weren't. They didn't need anybody.
okay,
They had each other.
that's true. They was all loners. That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
and they're filmmakers too along the way, so maybe they were just too busy to come do something like that.
True.
I like this episode. I mean, it takes a little bit to kind of get into it because all of a sudden it's like, boom, we're going this way. Wait, what? But it was kind of a little refreshing to have it right in the middle and something a little bit different. And like you said, it cleared them pretty much of, any wrongdoing. You got out of the, well, we know it's not them because a lot of the times you kind of thought it was going into that it might be them because I didn't pick the kid out at the beginning. I should have. I definitely should have because they basically gave it to you right at the very, very beginning when he was putting on the fake beard. And then when Paul Rudd's character comes in and says, "Oh, what you got? The beard's different," you should have known at that point. And it's like, "Oh, okay,
How would you know that that's different?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly." Wait a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting and cool in this particular style of show that they decided to do an episode like this. I just thought it was fun and you get a lot of that you what you consider behind the scenes footage, stuff that you wouldn't necessarily see in front of the camera, people talking and stuff like that. I just thought it was fun. I thought it was really good.
It's just cool that they, thought of something like that where it was like all these girls have been hiding these cameras and nobody knew about them, and here
Right.
is everything that they've caught in this time where, from start to finish of this season.
I tell you what I
Great.
would be interested in seeing is the camera they hid in Selena Gomez's bedroom or bathroom. I mean, I'm just saying, I would watch that found footage any day of the week.
They might be weird, but they got morals.
Look at him laughing down there like he wouldn't watch that footage.
Oh my gosh.
I like that this show does artsy things like that. And they do it every season. There's always something that's a little different. They had the musical episode last season where they actually did like a full where it was all singing or whatever.
Yeah.
They do that this season. I'm sure they've done it in the first two. I just enjoyed. I don't know who directs all these, but yeah, I like what they do. It just makes the shows interesting because of the way that it's written and the way that it's filmed.
I do like these three actors together. I like the fact that, Steve Martin and Martin Short have worked together multiple times in, the past 3 decades, to bring Selena into this mix. I mean, brings a new life to those two old men. And the fact that in the show I think that they think of her as a daughter, and it's just interesting. But the grand scheme, I like these three characters together, or these three actors together, and I'm actually looking forward to the next season. I know you guys said bow tie it, but this season, I knew it was on, so I binged like the first 5 episodes, and then was pissed that they were putting them out weekly because I didn't realize that. And so then I had to wait another week to get the next fucking episode, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yep.
But yeah, I did really, really enjoy this season over the first three. Although I liked the first three, I love the idea of doing a podcast about all this stuff, and I just thought it was really, really cool what they did with it. And I like those three together. I think they are three actors that work well together.
I am a podcast producer. That's right. What else you guys got? Anything? Anything you want to say about the show?
No, I think the Emperor nailed it for me. I mean, that's it. Those three make this show each and every episode. And I think they're just fantastic together. I don't know how it works. I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know how the gumbo's made, but I
How
just
did
know
it
it
come?
tastes
How
good.
did it come to be? That's the real
Yep.
question.
Right.
I mean, Steve Martin and Martin Short makes sense.
Right.
Like the Emperor just said, at least 3 decades of movies and friendship and everything together that they've done.
Yeah.
And then you go in, you throw a wild card in like Selena Gomez to that. It just and you wouldn't think it would be better, or they would try to like ice her out every once in a while. But it's not that good. Like it's good, but Selena is just it's a perfect like side dish
Yep.
to the two main course meals essentially. And Selena can definitely carry the show because I think she proved it in season 3 or 2.
2, I'm pretty sure, where she had it was her story.
Yeah, it was kind of her
Yeah.
story. And like I think that just proved that she can definitely carry this show. So yeah, I don't know how it works, but I just know it does.
And it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Gunnar?
Absolutely.
I mean, every moment of this entire season was enjoyable to me. I don't know that there was a point where I did stop watching because I had fallen asleep and then just never got back to it. And I didn't fall asleep because I was bored with it. I fell asleep because I was freaking tired.
Dog tired, man.
Yeah.
Dog
And I
tired.
just didn't get the chance to get back to it. But like I said, once I turned it back on this morning, I was just like, yep, I'm finishing this today easy. Like like yeah, you guys said it. The characters are great. The casting's great. The story's great. The writing's great. The filming, the cinematography, just everything about the show. Just there's, it's not flawless, but it's not super flawed.
You besides the opening with the beard and all that, if you caught on to that, then that's understandable. But throughout these 10 episodes, they kept turning you and twisting you to different directions. And then you're wondering if you were right with the first thing. And like I said, I didn't get it. I'm talking about like Colton. I'm sure that at some point you're like, well, maybe it was the brothers, sisters, or maybe it was the producer. Was that Molly Shannon that played the
Yeah,
producer?
Bev.
Maybe it was, or they keep you guessing through the whole thing, and then they kind of give it to you in the last 2 episodes, and they make you realize, okay, we're getting somewhere. But I love the fact that they keep twisting and turning it the whole way.
Yeah. I love that I love that that's where they went with it. I don't know that if anybody else would have been revealed as the killer, I'd have been like, yeah,
Right,
that was a good one. And there was the backstory they gave for it with Saz.
right.
Yeah.
Was awesome. It's great.
I loved it. This was definitely my favorite season so far.
Yes. Season 1's great. This season blew it out of the water.
Right.
2 and 3, I'd watch them again, but I don't know that I'd.
But was season 1 with the the girl from is that right? The girl from Ohio that trying to think now.
Season 1 was the deaf guy and his dad.
Yeah. So which one was about the podcaster's main
That was season 2.
okay.
Yeah.
And she ended up killing the
The season 2's
HOM.
the season 2's with the deaf dad, I thought. The deaf guy and the dad.
Season 2 was season 1 their podcast.
I'm
'Cause I
looking
thought
over
season 1 was about Selena's friend.
Wow, we do need to go back and rewatch the entire.
I mean, let's start it. Let's start at episode 1 and go back. There you go. New Call Guys thing. Every Friday night, we're going to be logged into Discord while we watch an episode of
Only murders in the building.
Yeah.
Chat room be open for all you listeners to chat in. That's funny.
Just log on in and hang out.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Right.
Colton's like, I got basketball to watch, bitch. You back it up.
Yeah, you guys got anything else?
No, I hope you guys will consider doing a couple crossovers with Golden 80s. We have a couple ideas that we'd love to do with you guys, and we hope all of the Call Guys listeners go check out the new Golden 80s merch. That's right. We got a new t-shirt up. It is a picture of me and Frankie, and it says Golden 80s dangerously hilarious. Go check it out at goldenmojoent.com.
Nice. Very nice. GoldMojoENT.com.
Golden
The
Mojo
place where you can get all your favorite
That's right.
podcast merch.
That's right. And new merch is always coming.
There's always new merch.
Not your mother's milk.
Colton, the Call Guys need some new merch.
Done.
Okay.
He's working on a sketch right now. I can tell it.
He's drawing.
He's like
He's probably drawing a wiener.
He's drawing a wiener. He's not drawing a wiener.
Probably
The
not.
Oscar Mayer wiener.
Yeah. Weenie Hut Jr.
There you
Smiley
go.
face. There you go.
The Call Guys.
Yeah. All right. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also go check us out on YouTube. We post every Monday, and we post on all your favorite podcast sites. Click the link in the description. Go to YouTube, search for the Call Guys podcast. Check it out. Like, subscribe to our channel. We'd love to know if you're watching us or listening to us. Just let us know if you're here. We love emails. We love to read emails. callguyspodcast@gmail.com. Send us one. We'll read it on here. Let us know.
ISO, send an erotic email for Colton to read.
Maybe lock them doors and turn them lights down low.
How amazing would that be? I would want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody has a joyous holiday, and I hope that when you're fat and sassy, if you're not listening to the Call Guys with your belt undone on the couch, that you're listening to Golden 80s.
Hopefully just listening, not watching. If your belt's undone on the couch.
Oh yeah, good point. Sorry.
Colton.
Come on, Emperor.
I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day. This is my third pod I've recorded today. So love me.
Yeah.
Long time.
Also, listeners, with the holidays being here this week, Colton and I have decided that we will not have an episode on the first week of December. We're going to take that day off. We've asked, obviously, traveling for Thanksgiving, doing stuff, and just doesn't work in our schedule. So we won't be back on the first Monday of December, but we will be back the next week.
Back again.
So yeah, goldenmojoent.com, as the Emperor said, and also go to perfectlypickgames.com. Use code goldenmojo at checkout. Get 20% off your subscription. The holiday season's coming. It's a perfect time to get a subscription at perfectlypickgames.com for
Put a gift
somebody,
for your neighbor.
neighbor, cousin, uncle.
Yeah.
I don't
The,
know.
the little homeless
friend's
kid down at the shelter, he needs that yeah.
prescription.
Subscription.
Probably needs that prescription.
He might need that too, but hook him up. Golden Mojo.
Probably more than a board game.
No, he needs it all. You can
Needs
hook
it
him
all.
up.
Needs it all.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got anything else?
Love you, brother.
Love your brother. Love your father.
Love you, boys. Love the call, guys. Keep up the good work. And if you are an avid listener to the call, guys, tell a couple friends.
Yeah.
Tell them what a great show this is. They tune it in every Monday. Come on. Outreach. Little love.
Tell your friends about me.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Emperor.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yep. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Later.
Bye.
There's a million of them.
Oh my
It
god.
just doesn't end.
It doesn't go away. Not at all. What else do I got? Keep it kooky and keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side.
Oh my gosh. Keep it kooky. I thought you did that out of fear. You screwed it up, but you just rolled with
I
it.
just rolled with it. I did it a couple times and then I stopped.
Hey, Kiki.
Keep it spooky.
The Call Guy.